Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going for a deep dive into ITZY's career and we're gonna try to understand how they went from being considered fourth-gen leaders to a group that struggles to chart and establish their identity. Are you ready? Let's go. To truly comprehend why ITZY is flopping, we first need to define who they are as a group. While it's well known that they debuted under JYP Entertainment in 2019 with their hit song Dala Dala, there's more to uncover. When I ask who ITZY is, I mean understanding their true identity as a group. In the realm of group popularity, one crucial aspect is the ability of people to recognize a group just through its music and aesthetics. The most successful groups have iconic and easily recognizable brands. A perfect example of this is Blackpink and their unique style. I can identify a Blackpink song just by its sound because they have diligently built their image over the years. Nugents, even if they already experimented quite a lot with their music to be rookies, they still have a recognizable Y2K nostalgic aesthetic. JYP groups usually struggle with this problem. To me it seems like after 1 to 2 years, JYP groups ditch the initial identity that made them popular and loved by the K-pop community, just to chase after the trends that are viral at the moment. A perfect example of this is TWICE. After building their fanbase with their cutesy songs during the initial years of their career, they decided to explore a more mature sound. However, this transition caused them to lose a significant portion of their audience. While they were able to maintain some level of relevance due to their big existing fanbase, many K-pop fans who initially loved them for their cutesy songs moved on. Now let's talk about ITZY. During their rookie days, we could clearly describe ITZY's aesthetic and music as a fresh and fun teen crush, with an emphasis on self-love and confidence. In the early stages of their career, songs like Dala Dala, ITZY, and Wannabe, ITZY had a signature sound that set them apart from other groups. All the songs I mentioned before showcase this unique blend of energetic beats, catchy melodies, and empowering lyrics. It was an instant hit and garnered attention both domestically and internationally. However, as time went on, ITZY seemed to have lost its initial signature sound. The problem is, compared to TWICE, they did not have such a loyal and big fanbase as them. Look at how well they charted with their debut song Dala Dala, and now let's compare it to their latest comeback chart position. But how did it get so bad? I've noticed that many people on the internet claim that Sneakers was the comeback that marked the beginning of ITZY's flop era. I disagree with this sentiment. The real turning point in ITZY's career was not Sneakers but Not Shy. Not Shy marked ITZY's first venture into a different genre, departing from their previous teen crush and confident concept. This comeback introduced a more mature sound and incorporated romantic elements into their lyrics. Although traces of their original aesthetic could still be found in the music video and in the song itself, it was the first time that a significant change in ITZY's discography and music became evident. Let's compare the chart positions of Not Shy and their previous comeback, Wannabe. The difference is quite apparent. While Not Shy still performed well, it didn't dominate the charts as their previous releases had. I understand that artists often seek to explore various genres and reinvent themselves. However, in an industry as competitive as K-pop, where chart positions can fluctuate rapidly, concept changes require careful consideration. If you ask me, the song itself wasn't bad, but if I were in JYP's position, I might have waited for 1 or 2 more comebacks before experimenting with a new concept. Not Shy was released when ITZY was just a 1-year-old group. Despite their popularity, they hadn't had sufficient time to build a dedicated fan base that could embrace such significant changes. What ultimately initiated ITZY's decline was the premature attempt to reshape their brand when they hadn't yet established a strong and defined image. After Not Shy, I expected a major agency like JYP to understand that they were going down a dangerous path and reassess ITZY's trajectory. If I were in their shoes, I would have returned to the old teen crush sound that originally propelled them to fame. Ultimately, they still had time to go back. They had only experimented with one unconventional comeback, and fans were awaiting ITZY's return to their roots with another chart topper. However, it appeared that JYP had a different vision. On April 30, 2021, ITZY released their album Guess Who, featuring the title track In the Morning. Within the morning, ITZY ventured even further into a mature sound, distancing themselves from their earlier musical style even more. As expected, the public's reception of this title track was even more polarized, causing a significant split within ITZY's fanbase. While some fans celebrated ITZY's embrace of a darker and more mature sound, many were disappointed. Despite this mess caused by Not Shy, ITZY didn't alter their trajectory but, instead, doubled down on their darker and more mature musical direction. The effects of this decision were evident. Despite performing better on the charts than Not Shy, peaking at number 10 on Melon, the first cracks in ITZY's fanbase became more pronounced, with those who had endured Not Shy, hoping for a return to their teen girl crush sound, beginning to drift away after In the Morning. Nevertheless, ITZY's position remained relevant within the K-pop community. Their international fanbase, which typically favors darker sounds, in contrast to the domestic market that usually goes for more cute songs, continued to support them. All this bad management hit hard in their next couple of comebacks, Crazy in Love with the title track Loco and Checkmate with the title track Sneakers. Loco was the first true sign that ITZY's new direction wasn't going down well. It only reached number 25 on Melon, a pretty disappointing performance compared to their previous hits. I liked Loco, but I get why it didn't smash the charts. It still had the new mature sound we talked about, though not as much as In the Morning, and it kinda reminded me of Not Shy. It was a very unclear project. The real mess came with Sneakers, which dropped on July 15, 2022. I won't talk about it for too long because my opinions on Sneakers are all over the place. In my opinion, it was the breaking point for ITZY's international fanbase. As I mentioned earlier, while the switch to a darker sound had been controversial, it wasn't as badly received internationally as it was domestically. It seems JYP Entertainment finally realized their mistake and that the public was losing faith in ITZY and they had to do something about it. For some strange reason, instead of going back to ITZY's roots, they tried to make them into something more like Twice, another massive shift, especially from songs like In the Morning. This third concept change didn't sit well with international fans, who were already confused about ITZY's identity and were now pretty frustrated. Sneakers was even hyped as a royal-inspired concept before it dropped, so when the teasers came out, some folks thought it was a joke or a PR stunt. The funny thing is, despite what you might think, Sneakers did pretty well in South Korea, peaking at number 5 on Melon. But internationally, it was the last straw for many fans that decided to say goodbye to the girls and leave the fandom. And the ones who remained started to not trust ITZY anymore, almost starting to expect them to fuck up even more in the future. After Sneakers, ITZY's management became increasingly confusing. The next album after Checkmate, Cheshire, released on November 30, 2022, in my opinion, appeared to be JYP's attempt to appease the international fans who were unhappy with Sneakers. However, this mini-album turned out to be quite forgettable. ITZY reverted to a darker sound similar to In the Morning, and it certainly wasn't a strategic move to win back ITZY's popularity. At this point, the girls' image and brand had become so blurry and confusing, and their comebacks had been so erratic that people began to lose interest. I won't even get into their English release, Boys Like You, which came across as generic and a bit like a Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo ripoff. In summary, ITZY began with a teen crush sound, gradually shifted to a darker sound, then altered their image once again by adopting a cuter sound, only to revert to a darker sound in an attempt to regain the trust and support of their international fans. JYP Oppa, we are confused. Let's briefly discuss their latest album, Kill My Doubt, featuring the title track Cake. The album itself isn't bad, and I enjoyed Cake. However, it's left us feeling perplexed once again because they've changed their concept once more, opting for a summery and cuter sound. As expected, their performance on the charts and YouTube views were not good, confirming the confusion that all these shifts are causing. Also, JYP's promotion of the album was a mess, starting from the fact that it was released in the same month when other JYP groups were having their comebacks, like NMIXX and Twice's subunit Missimo. Also, their promotion time for Kill My Doubt after its release was cut short, and the girls promoted it for a very small period. At this point, I can't even blame them. After this rollercoaster ride, I have no idea if they can do anything to return to their previous level of fame that they had during their glory days. I'm concerned that they may have ventured too far to turn back now. It's disheartening because I genuinely love the girls, and it saddens me to witness their diminishing popularity and gradual decline from being the leaders of the fourth generation to irrelevancy. Of course, I hope them the best. But do I think they'll come back to snatch back their title as fourth-gen leaders? Well, the answer is no. I am saying this because it's no longer solely about the music they will release, and people have lost faith in ITZY due to the numerous concept changes, and with so many other options in 4th gen and new groups debuting every day, I don't believe that many people are interested in supporting ITZY again. Cake was a good song, but it still didn't perform well, largely because people have lost interest, and as I already said, I don't see this situation changing. Well, this is the end of the video. What do you think about this topic? Do you agree with me? Do you think that ITZY will be able to gain their popularity back? Let me know in the comments. I remind you that this is a small channel and every kind of support is very appreciated, so consider subscribing and leaving a like. Bye bye.